Alright everybody, welcome back to Campfire Spookhouse. I'm Scary Terry, and this guy right here is
Rock Horror.
Rock Horror. And we today are recording episode 15, Wes Craven Scream.
That's right.
Written by Kevin Williamson, produced by Kathy Conrad and Carrie Woods, and it stars, quite the ensemble, David Arquette as Dewey Riley, Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott, Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, Matthew Lillard as Stu Mocker, Rose McGowan as Tatum Riley, Skeet Ulrich as Billy Loomis, Jamie Kennedy as Randy Meeks, Drew Barrymore as Casey Becker, and Henry Winkler as Principal Arthur Himry. And the description is: a year after the murder of her mother, a teenage girl is terrorized by a masked killer who targets her and her friends by using scary movies as part of a deadly game. Its budget for this film was shot on $14 to $15 million, and its box office return was $173 million. So hugely successful at that time,
Yes.
which makes sense why it would spawn the franchise. Now, as I was watching this movie, I was thinking, as far as a recurring theme of the film, I really believe that media influence has a lot to do with it. I think clearly the psycho killers in this movie were inspired by horror movies to become killers and to try and get away with committing the perfect murder. What about you? What do you think that any themes or recurring subject that you noticed while watching the film?
No, I think
Any messages?
I think you're correct in that it speaks to like media. I think the kind of ongoing popularity of this movie speaks to what we're still dealing with in the age of information, attention, social media, that sort of thing. It seems like the type of scary movie that would be made now. Like the concept works for this time as well. Because more than anything, they're trying to get famous. They want to do the perfect murder and be famous for it. Sort of thing. So I think that it speaks to those types of themes. Of course, in a very different time. It was the 90s.
It was 1996 the movie came out.
So there was limitations at the time, and that's why it was like I suppose an innovative idea.
It was just that innovative, and I really I praise Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson, who wrote the script, because it was very clever at the time. Because you typically had stalker killer kind of movies in the 90s and 80s and whatnot. So that was extremely popular. But this one, it kind of, just because they were inspired by horror movies, it feels kind of like a film within a film.
Well, yes. See, that's the next level of what we now call like the meta effect.
It was very. I mean, I'd never seen. I don't think anything had really been done like that at the time.
Not that I know of. Of course,
it was original idea, original concept.
This is a genre that we are just dabbling in. So even if even if it was the first one that we saw, the first one we're aware of. Let's go with that.
True. I mean, maybe something similar was done prior to.
In Japan. It's usually a lot of great things happen there.
I think, well, how did you feel about lighting and sound effects?
Sound effects were great.
Especially with Henry Winkler when he was using the scissors in the scene in the office when he was threatening those students. I appreciated the Foley for that.
The Foley was great. The lighting and cinematography were also really, really well done. As we've been watching a lot of these movies, that is something that often pops out with cinematography, and with the exception of, the masters of film. So like when we're watching stuff like Psycho, or watching
Hitchcock,
Halloween,
John Carpenter.
No, not even Halloween. Still looked like a low budget movie.
True. And Stanley Kubrick.
Well, that's what I mean.
Shining,
So like these are this comes now into that where it's like I'm not seeing any flaws with the approach of the camera. It's more has to do with the stylistic nature of the movie.
Yes, I agree.
Down to everything, including even like the mask.
Yeah.
That they use, like all
the ghost face costume.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Definitely, there was definite thought put into it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Of course, it was 1996, so makeup, costume design, but all of those things is what made this movie. The setting, the character, the ensemble cast, the costume design, and then the way that they would frame certain things, they would reveal certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some iconic stuff, right?
I was gonna say too, the camera work I really liked in the movie a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of kind of panning in the film, especially when, as you said, when they're going to reveal something or something that's in the room or the scene that they want you to see. They have a way of sort of gradually panning over to it to indicate that it's important. I also, the music in the film, I find that it kind of heavily draws on or is relying on the film's soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because the music itself, as far as score is concerned, it was very subtle. I didn't really hear or notice a lot of like an instrumental theme that plays throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely the music for this particular film definitely took a back seat.
Yeah.
To the Foley and the cinematography, the story, all of those things.
Yeah.
I assume that was what they were going for.
I think so, because I feel like its target audience was trying to reach like young adults and teenagers, and I think they were trying to appeal more to the music at that time.
True.
So I feel like that's why they had so many like artists in their soundtracks, because I heard Moby in there, I heard Alice Cooper. So I feel like they try to modernize it a little bit.
School.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, copyright, yeah, no.
Yeah, so I really appreciated that, and I noticed how unique that was. And it seemed to me like Henry Winkler, even kind of after Happy Days, I feel like this might have resurrected his career a little bit.
I don't recall what else he was doing at the time. I knew that I forgot he was in this, and then he had a recurring role on Arrested Development.
Oh yeah, later on.
Like he was around.
Yeah, I don't. As far as being active, I don't really know like what he had been doing a lot prior to.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I forgot. I remember him more for Arrested Development than this movie because I forgot he was in it.
Yeah,
but I liked his short role in that movie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Any performances in the film that really stood out to you?
Well, I think there was a lot of strong performances. Ensemble cast did really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't think of any. It's pretty consistent across the board.
It's one of those films where everybody did very well.
The one thing that I kept mentioning and noticing though was David Arquette's performance, and the reason being is I had watched Scary Movie, of course, the parody of this movie and many other scary movies, so often that I forgot that they were really poking fun at this performance because, of course, in the Scary Movie franchise, his character is it's implied that his character is has like mental disability.
Slow, yeah.
Yeah. So when you look back now at Scream, it's the performance is kind of informed with that information. So you watch the way he carries himself and things, and you think to yourself, is there something wrong with him? Whereas I would say my first couple watches of this way back when, it's not something that occurred to me.
Yeah.
And even after watching Scary Movie, I never thought back to this film and said, oh, that was a kind of weird or funny-ish performance. And I don't think that it is his performance. I think that because it got mocked in such an iconic way.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I feel like prior to Scary Movie coming out, I do feel like David Arquette actually gave a good performance in the film. I think Neve Campbell probably gave the strongest, but I mean, she has to because she's really leading the film.
Neve Campbell, Canada.
Yeah, Canadian from Guelph.
Yeah.
I also think that Courtney Cox, who was fresh from Friends, the TV series at the time. This movie came out, I think they were just in the 3rd season of that one. So she was already popular, and I think that she also gave a really good performance in the film. She did well. I just don't like her character. Yeah. But she killed it. Mm-hmm. I'd say after Neve Campbell, though, really it's Skeet, Ulrich, and Matthew Lillard as the killers who gave probably second strongest performances.
Yes, I agree.
Which one, was there one of those two that you tended to lean more towards as far as being moved by?
No, I think both of them gave like the best performances that they could have given.
Yeah.
In those roles. And I remember being young, because I was a child when this came out, so I remember being young watching this and thinking to myself, I kept thinking it was either one of them. Mm-hmm. At no point did I think it was somebody else, but I was like, oh, it's him, oh, it's him, oh, it's him, oh, it's him. And that was, I imagine that's what they were going for.
Well, of course.
But they did such a good job. And even that last scene where the gun goes missing and they're in the kitchen and they're looking for Neve Campbell's character and her dad or whatever else. That whole scene, they just acted it really well.
Yeah, that really stole the show. That was the best scene in the movie. And I also think what's kind of great is they have the same goal, but there's such different personalities between the two of them, but they also really complement one another, because you have Skeet Ulrich's character, Billy Loomis, who basically is the leader of the two of them. Yeah. I feel like he conceives the ideas, and then Stu, Matthew Lillard's character, he's just easily manipulated, and he kind of just goes along with it and does whatever Billy wants, because they both have that love and admiration for horror films, so they bonded over that. And I think that Stu likes to kind of live on the edge and just down for whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember if I remember that correctly. It seems to me that at some point he insisted about, hey, it was my idea. I forget what he's referring to, but I imagine it was one of the...
Oh, that was for the dad at the end to shoot himself in the head.
There you go.
Yeah, so, in the kitchen when they were going to kill him.
He definitely takes some sort of pride in that.
Yeah.
In the work that he does or that he would want to do.
I also feel like in his situation too, he probably wants to feel like he's contributing to a major extent in this.
I can see that.
Yeah. I also, Rose McGowan was great in it.
Yeah, she was.
As Tatum. I thought she did a really good job. That's the thing too, like I mentioned earlier, all the deaths were really good in the film. Yeah. And they were very believable when they were dying. It's not like some movies that we watch, like Halloween, for example, where they're not really acting the greatest when they do it. It's like they're just kind of reading words and lyrics off, or
considerably lower budget movie.
True.
Than this particular.
And I do feel like even though maybe this movie did make it for a lot of the actors, I do feel like they had acting experience prior to, so they kind of knew what they were doing. And obviously under the great direction of Wes Craven, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, and let's definitely talk about what I feel like is the scene that should not be forgotten, is Drew Barrymore in the movie for her opening scene.
Yeah.
Because I thought she really dominated that scene and stole the show. Her crying was very believable. Her fear was very believable. She had that playful personality at first when she was on the phone talking with the killer. Rather that be Stu or Billy that she was talking to. But it was just a very well done scene, especially including the Jiffy popcorn on the stove too. It's iconic.
Yeah, it is, and you're correct that scene kind of sums up Scream as a movie. That could, to me, that was probably the pitch for the movie.
Yeah.
Just that part.
Yeah, because they start quizzing her on the phone too, and then talking about, asking her questions about these horror movies, because she said she was a fan. But it's great too, because it already right away it's letting you know like what this killer is, what he's obsessed with, what he loves.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Yeah, it was definitely a great way to start, and then kind of lean into these characters that we're with for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And you hear little things, make connections as you go along.
Yeah. I also really liked with the opening scene too, when Drew Barrett Casey, when she got killed or when she was dying.
Yeah.
Her mom had the idea to pick up the phone and call the police, and then they made it so that she could hear her daughter on the phone, so she knew that the daughter was alive and probably around the area somewhere. And I just thought that was a nice touch. Like that's the thing. Kevin Williamson, who wrote the script, I mean, he really thought everything out down to a T.
I think you kind of have to for this whole premise, right?
Yeah, and for the concept alone.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that because he had to think it through.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any holes in the story structure and whatnot.
Yeah.
As I said, certain things are what they are, as far as me kind of guessing either one of those guys was the killer.
Yeah.
But it also needs to be that way, because everybody can't be a suspect.
True.
Yeah.
I also like that there was 2 comic effects to the film. I mean, you have Stu, who has that twisted sense of humor, and I found him to be very amusing and entertaining. But then you have Jamie Kennedy in the film as well, and his character is really great because he is the horror fanatic, and it's like his job is to fill us in about how to survive a horror movie.
Yes.
It's nice. It's very creative.
He breaks down the rules. You get the initial in the beginning of the movie. Then he breaks down the rules just when you need to know the rules. Yeah.
And it's like he's on the side of the audience as well, because it's like he's also trying to figure out who is the killer, and he's kind of it's like he's like speaking to us in a way.
Yes, well, that's once again,
or speaking for us.
That whole meta.
Yeah.
This is why this particular movie stood out the way that it did, and still stands out.
Yeah. 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 And if we're comparing, say, Scream to A Nightmare on Elm Street, because they're both directed by Wes Craven, I had given A Nightmare on Elm Street 4.5 rating out of 5 jump scares, because I wanted to give it a 5. I felt like it would have been deserving of 5, not for that final scene at the end when she's pulled through the door and it's very clearly a doll. This movie, I honestly think I enjoyed more than A Nightmare on Elm Street, and as far as any flaws, I wasn't able to detect any from the film. If there is anything that could be discussed, maybe it was the way that sometimes the character would pause when they're like being chased after, or they didn't fight back enough. But you also have these killers who are just not good fighters. They're not strong. They do get beat down pretty easily.
I mean, the one person they killed before that was her mom.
Her mom, Sydney's mom. And framed Cotton Weary.
Yeah, so like late 40s woman.
Yeah.
2 guys.
Might not have put up a fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe on that, alone, they're not really expecting anybody to put up a fight or have to fight back. But overall, man, I really, really enjoy Scream. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you feel about Scream as a whole?
I think that Scream is one of those classic movies, probably, especially as we've been watching these things all the way back from...
Psycho was the first episode.
Yes. Okay, so that would be the 60s, right?
1960, exactly.
Yes. So from the 60s all the way to the 90s, and yeah, it's I would say that Scream for me anyway is probably like the horror movie of the 90s.
Yeah.
The movie that kind of broke through and gave people there was a lot of copycats or inspirations from it.
Yeah.
And the only other movie, I can't remember when that was. I think that was very late 90s. Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, 1999, yep.
Yeah, so up until the Blair Witch Project, it was Scream.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
Because we're coming out on the tail end of all of these 80s horror movies.
Yeah, like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael Myers.
And then in some cases we got sequels to those.
Yeah.
And then then Scream came.
Yeah.
And then that was it, right?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I was only 5 when the movie came out, but I feel like it was the talk of, the world for a while, those who had gone to see it. Like, it was so big, it was so iconic, it was so popular.
Like I said, those unique elements really separated it.
Yeah.
Separated it apart. So, yeah.
Well, I think overall, for the film, because there's nothing about the movie really that I dislike, or nothing that I thought was kind of off-putting. I honestly, I have to, out of 5 jump scares, I have to give it a 5. I really do.
Scream as a movie, I'm not really seeing any flaws in it. Any of the beefs that I had with this franchise all pretty much has to do with the sequels.
Yeah, because the first one's it's great. The sequels, some of them,
And yeah, I think for what it is, when it came out, all of those things, I can't really see any flaws. So I think I'm going to have to agree with you.
Yeah.
And give it 5 jump scares.
Hell yeah, man. Fucking A. 5 jump scares from both of us. Let us know what you guys think of Scream. Give it a rating. Feel free to. Let us know any flaws maybe that you detected with the movie. If it's one of your favorite horror movies, let us know. And speaking of that as well,
scream it at us.
Scream it at us, exactly. And let us know too in the comments below some of your favorite horror films that you want to see us review, and we'll give a shout out to you when we do so. We'll dedicate that video specifically to you. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, of course. So on that note, don't forget to tune in next week, because we will be reviewing episode 16, which will be the mini-series, not a film, mini-series of Stephen King's It, 1990, starring Tim Curry as Pennywise. So it's going to be iconic. I'll be honest with you. Having seen the newer It movies, it's probably gonna seem very cheesy to me, but I don't know if you watched It when you were a kid with Tim Curry, but it scared the living hell out of me.
That's a movie that I didn't see. So I'm looking forward to
Nice. Okay.
I'm looking forward to It.
All right. Nice. Okay, so be there next week, and we'll fill you in on how we feel about Stephen King's It. So we'll see you guys next week, and I'm Scary Terry, and this guy here is
Rock Horror.
And we are Campfire Spookhouse, where we scare ourselves awake. Good night, everybody.